What's up, guys? It's Meaty Mike. My name's Mike and I love meat. Fire up your smokers because today we're cooking some ribeye steaks. Let's do it. Welcome. Come on in. We have a great cook going today. We have ourselves a couple bone-in ribeyes that we're gonna throw on the smoker. It's a reverse sear. Smoke them, finish them on the grill. They're gonna be fantastic. I also have some stuff here that we're gonna make for a compound butter to put on the end of our cook, but we can just get started right with the steaks. Very simple, there's not much prep to it. Get your choice of rub or seasoning, whatever you wanna put on your steaks. And I have here some Meat So Horny, Rub Your Chub, all-purpose spice blend. Again, you can use any mixture of spices that you want to use, your favorite rub, salt and pepper, do whatever you got to do. But I'm just going to cover our ribeyes with some of this Meat So Horny, Rub Your Chub. Get your sides, get everywhere. Beautiful, looks good, nice and seasoned. We want to let this rub infuse with our ribeyes for about a half hour or 45 minutes. So, while that's happening, we have some ingredients here for a compound butter. Very simple. We have 2 sticks, a half a pound of unsalted butter. We have some thyme, some rosemary, some parsley, some garlic. And this is going to be a great butter to add and put on top of the ribeyes after we take them out of the smoker and off the grill. So again, I have 2 sticks of unsalted butter. Get my knife here, cut it into slabs. Look at that, just stack right up. Ooh, let's see if we can get it. Get your butter into a bowl. Get your other stick. Get that into the bowl as well. Perfect, and then from there, again, unsalted butter. We want to be able to control the amount of salt that we put in. Do it to taste, but I have about 2 teaspoons. I also have about 2 tablespoons of minced garlic that we will add to our butter. All right, and then I have some thyme, some rosemary, and some parsley. I'm gonna do about a tablespoon or 2 tablespoons of each. I'm just eyeballing it. Do it to taste. Doesn't gotta be perfect. Just get a good herb flavor into our butter. The thyme we don't have to chop, we can just pull off thyme right off the stem. I have about 4 stems here that we'll pull right off into the butter. Smells pretty good. Get our last bit of thyme. Now we have some rosemary. We're just going to pull the fresh rosemary off of the stem. Fresh rosemary. And that looks pretty good. We're just going to chop it up. Get it nice and fine. Looks good. Get your rosemary into your butter. Very nice. Last but certainly not least, get your leaves of parsley. Pull them off the stems. That looks pretty good, and again, we'll chop right away at our parsley. Beautiful. Get your parsley into your bowl. Now we have all of our ingredients into our butter. Make sure your butter is nice and soft. Get a spatula, a spoon, whatever works for you, because we just want to mix this all together. Pushing down on the butter with the spoon. Get in there. All right, just like that. Looks pretty good. Now, we have some wax paper. You can use plastic wrap. Doesn't got to be perfect. We're just going to roll this up. Nice and tight. Wrap it on the end. Now we have a nice roll of some compound butter we're going to put in the fridge while our steak cooks. And that's all there is to it. So we'll let these steaks sit out just a little while longer, then we'll go pop them in the smoker. All right, y'all, we're out here at the Po Man Grill. We got it running at 225 degrees. I'm using some chunks of pecan wood for these ribeyes. For this smoke, I'm using the Meter Plus to monitor the internal temp of these steaks. I use the Meter app right on my phone to set up my cook. I'm looking to take these steaks to an internal temp of about 118 degrees. Since the Po Man Grill doesn't have a thermometer on it already, I use my Inkbird thermometer to make sure I got that 225 temp in the smoker. The tip of the Meter Plus actually reads the ambient temperature of your smoker, so it'll catch up to that 225 temp. So stick around, because when we hit that 118 internal temp, we'll come back out and get to the next step. All right, y'all, so our Meter Plus went off. We're at just shy of an hour at our cook. Our internal temps, 118. Let's take a look at our steaks. Oh, yeah, at this point, we can take the Meter Plus out of our steaks. We're gonna get our steaks and put them in some foil. We're just gonna tent them in foil, because now we're gonna add some more charcoal to our Po Man, get it nice and hot and get a good sear on our ribeyes. I pulled the ribeyes at 118 because I'm looking for a good rare, medium rare. Final internal temp, probably around 130, 135. If you want your steaks a little bit more done, I would say pull them at this stage at about 128 to get closer to a 140, 145 end result. So we're gonna get out our rack. All right, y'all, we got our Po Man grill nice and hot. The charcoal is rolling. We took the drip pan off of the rack and lowered our grill grate to get closer to that hot charcoal to get a good sear on these ribeyes. We're gonna get our ribeyes out of the tin foil, put them right back on the grill. Oh yeah. Beautiful. From here, you're gonna wanna stay close to your steaks. You only wanna go a couple minutes on each side. Once we flip these over, I got a couple slabs of that compound butter that we made earlier that I sliced up. We're gonna put right on these steaks. To get a good medium rare, I wanna pull these off no more than an internal temp of 127, because then we're gonna wrap them again in foil and tempt them for about 15 minutes with more of that compound butter. Then we'll pull them and eat. And with that, our bone-in ribeyes are complete. Just to recap what we did a little bit, we covered our steak with some Rub Your Chub all-purpose spice blend from Meat So Horny. Made a good compound butter, some unsalted butter, some salt, some rosemary, some thyme, some parsley, some garlic. Then we put the ribeyes in the Po Man grill, some pecan wood, set it at 225 degrees, pulled them at about an internal temp of 118 degrees, let that Po Man get nice and hot. Put them on for a couple minutes to get a good sear on each side. Threw some of that compound butter on there to finish them off. Then we tented them in foil for another 15 minutes with more of that compound butter. And man, these results are gonna be fantastic. Let's cut right in. I got my Fine King knife here. We're gonna cut into one of our ribeyes. Oh yes, sir. A nice pink center in our steaks, a good medium rare. Gonna cut into another slice right there. Look at that. That is just beautiful. And of course now we just gotta try it out, you know, some good smoked ribeye. Those are fantastic. Nice and juicy, a really good smoke flavor from that pecan wood, that garlic butter compound with those herbs, that parsley, that rosemary, that thyme. A beautiful reverse sear for some good smoky flavor on those ribeyes. Unbelievable. Take a look at this other one right here too, just as I expected, gorgeous. And hey, these are so good as is. I know some people are anti-steak sauce or anti-sauce, but if you want a little bit of sauce, I'm gonna put a little bit right here. Some spicy steak sauce from Bash Brothers Barbecue. Try it out a little bit. It has a good spicy flavor. It's a good sauce. It goes really well with that garlic and that butter and those herbs. Really good all around. These ribeyes are perfect. do yourself a favor. Make some of that compound butter. Add some good rub to some bone-in ribeyes. Hit it with a low temp and some good smoke for about an hour. Char them and get a good sear right at the end. Hit it with some more of that compound butter. Add a sauce. You're gonna have some juicy, delicious results for these steaks. Put them in your smoker. You're gonna love them. Stay tuned for the next video.